Hello my lovelies, welcome to today's video. It is a little talk through tutorial on the look I am wearing right here. And this is kind of my go-to glam event makeup. Honestly, you could really wear it to anything. You can wear just about any lip color with it, so it's very versatile. It's going to be flattering on pretty much everybody. And yeah, it's just kind of my go-to. I wanted to share it with you guys because I absolutely love it. I really hope you enjoyed watching, and let's get into the video. Now, for my go-to look, I always like to do kind of a neutral bronzy shade because I feel like that's very universal. You can wear pretty much anything with it, and it's going to be flattering on pretty much everybody. So I am going to be using the original Jaclyn Hill palette, which I love. It's fantastic. It's especially great for neutral looks. You have a lot of options. If you want to make it a little bit more pinky toned, bronzy toned, you got a whole array of things you can do. So I am going to zoom you guys in and we'll get started on the eyeshadow. Okay, so first thing I like to do is just run a nice kind of medium light shade through the crease, usually kind of a taupe peachy shade that's going to blend into other colors very well. And it's just our transition shade to make sure everything's nice and blended. I am going to take the shade right here. This one is Silk Cream on just a very fluffy brush. And we are going to buff that all the way through the crease. Okay, so now I am going to go ahead and define the crease a little bit more, and I'm going to do that by just taking a slightly darker brown shade. I'm going to jump to the one just on the row below where we just used this shade right here, which is the shade Butter. It's a very similar kind of tone, almost just a few shades darker than what we have now. And I'm going to take that on a little smaller fluffy brush and just buff that through the crease. We're not going to take it as high. Okay, now we are going to put one more shade in our crease. Again, we're going slightly darker, and we'll save the darkest shade for kind of our outer V area. I am going to use this kind of chocolatey brown shade right here, which is Mocha. And again, we're gonna go down one more brush size to an even smaller brush, but we still want to keep it a little bit fluffy so that we're getting a nice blend. Okay, now we are going to go ahead and put our very darkest color in our outer corner, and we're going to, I guess maybe outer V is a better term. We're going to kind of blend it out up the tape and then take it a little bit. We're not going to go all the way across, just maybe like the outer third or so of the lid. And I'm going to do that by taking the darkest brown in this palette, which is the shade Central Park. And I'm going to take that on more of a flat, dense brush to really pack that shade in. Okay, now we are going to do our main lid shade. Now if you want it to be more dramatic, you could cut your crease just a little bit with some concealer to make it pop a little bit more. If you want it to kind of blend more, I'm usually just going right on top of what I already have, which is what I'm going to do today. And I am going to use the shade, we're going to start with the shade Obsessed, which is this really pretty, almost kind of champagne-y color. And I'm going to just take it on my finger, and we're going to bring it again just to about, maybe we're about halfway across the lid, and get that built up. Okay, so there is it initially. Now feel free to go back and blend things out a little bit more. Wherever you feel like it needs a little bit of touch up, go back and add things in. Before we do the lower lash line, I'm going to go ahead and do skin. So we're going to zoom me back out. And my face is like throwing a major fit, so just ignore all my little breakouts right here. Pretty sure it's, like I've said before, from wearing my mask. And I need to figure out how to adjust my skincare for it. And I just haven't taken the time to do that yet. I'm going to go ahead and use a pore filling primer. This is the Touch in Sol No Pore Bloom Primer. I think it works really great. The Porefessional by Benefit does a really good job, but it is definitely more on the pricey side. So if you're looking for something similar, I do really like this one. And I'm just putting that kind of in my T-zone areas. And I just make sure to really kind of try and work it into the skin there. And then as I have leftovers, I'll pull it out towards the edges of the face. Okay, now I do personally like to do a more medium or full coverage foundation with a look like this. If you have really good skin or you're just more comfortable wearing a lighter foundation, you're more than welcome to do that, obviously. I am going to use my Anastasia Luminous foundation today. And I am just going to be blending that out with a beauty sponge. For concealer, I'm going to be using the NYX Born to Glow concealer, which I love recently. A lot of people really like the Tarte Shape Tape, which is also very full coverage. For me, it just always looks really heavy under my eyes. I found that a luminous concealer really, like, it just doesn't look as heavy, I guess, as cakey. So if you struggle with concealer like that, try something more luminous. Obviously you can still set it. I always set my concealer, but I feel like it gives me a better finish overall. So because we want everything to last, we are going to set it down. I really like using the Coty Airspun powder. You probably see me use it in like all of my videos because it's just really good and it's also very affordable. So I am just going to lightly set down my face. Now we're going to go ahead and bronze the skin. You could just contour. I like bronzing because it's less harsh, but it still brings the kind of warmth and color back to your face while also adding a little bit of definition, but it's not super harsh. I'm going to be using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, which is my very favorite. And we're just going to do kind of the typical areas, so right underneath the cheekbones. I do temples and across my forehead, and then I bring a little bit on my nose as well. Okay, now that we have our bronzer on, I'm going to do the brows before we finish our eyes so that I can do any further blending and do my brow bone highlight also. I am going to use the Maybelline Tattoo Studio Gel today, just with a little angled brush. We're going to jump back to eyeshadow now, so I'll zoom you back in a little bit. And we are going to start with a little short kind of shader brush with our butter shade, which was our medium shade, if you'll remember. And we are going to buff this just right into the lower lash line. And then I'm going to take just a little flat brush with our mocha shade, which is our more chocolate brown, not our super deep brown. Super simple on the lower lash line, just kind of our two medium brown shades to bring some definition and tie the lower lash line into the lid. And then we are going to do a little highlight on the brow bone and inner corner, which I feel like really just pulls everything together. In this palette specifically, I really like the shade in Light, although Beam is really pretty also. But this is my preferred one. It pulls a little more white and bright, whereas Beam has a little bit more of a golden glow to it. And if I can find it, I have this little small flat brush I like to use. And that is going to be it for shadow. So it's really pretty simple steps. It's just all about taking your time and getting everything blended nice and evenly. We are going to jump back and finish the face. Then I'm going to set everything down before we put mascara on. And then we'll do lashes and lips and we'll be done. So for blush, I'm going to use a little bit more of a pinky toned blush. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay blush in the shade Dollface, and I'm just going to put this on the apples of my cheeks and then pull it back towards my temple. Now I personally like a very strong highlight. I am going to be using the Juvia's Place, the Tribe highlighter. This is the volume 3. It just gives the most gorgeous, like almost wet glowing look. going to quickly set my brows. I do like to do this in general. It just makes your brows look a lot neater, and especially if you're going to be out somewhere, you don't want to worry about like them getting messed up. Personally, I guess maybe not everyone thinks about that. And then I am going to set everything down. And I do really love the Urban Decay All Nighter spray. That one works really great. I also really like this Scandinavia The Makeup Finishing Spray. I'm going to go ahead and use this and just spray it all over. Okay, we are going to let that dry, and then we will be curling our lashes, popping on some mascara, and then some false lashes. Okay, there are lashes on. I forgot to show you before I put them on, but these are just the Kiss L'Extensions ones. They are, I think, my favorite pair right now. They're so pretty. And then last step is lips. And today I'm going to do a little lip combo. It's rare that I use a lip liner, but I'm using the Kokie Mauve Nude Velvet Smooth Lip Liner. I was going to try and say Mauve Smooth. And then we are going to use the Kokie Lip Veneer Cream Gloss in the shade Unspoken, and you can see they are very similar, which is why I'm not too worried about really filling in the center. Alright you guys, that is going to be it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed watching. I'm super happy with how it turned out. I honestly think this is a very flattering look, very easy to wear, like I said, very versatile. You could wear just about any lip color with it, and yeah, I just really love it. And the Jaclyn Hill palette I used is great for this type of look, and it's just a really solid palette overall. That's going to be it for this video though, so please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell before you go. They are all so super helpful to me. Also feel free to leave any comments down below of videos you would like to see. I would love to hear from you guys on that aspect as well. And that's going to do it for this video. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next one.